I read the book on the Glass Castle. Um, it's basically the story is a memory of her own childhood experience. She tells the story in chronological order. She started the story off with making hot dogs, and while she's doing that, her dress actually caught on fire. So she ended up having to go to the hospital for I think it was several weeks. I think. So she was there for several weeks until her father stole her from the hospital. So they packed their bags and stuff, and got on the road after she returned from the hospital. Her family, her parents never really stayed and lived in the same spot. They always moved around and traveled. She had a mother and a father. Her father, he was an alcoholic, and her mother loved to spend money. So they argued a lot, and they fought a lot. Janet, the main character, she had three other siblings. Her parents traveled all around the desert. So in the story, Janet's grandmother died, and she passed away, and and her mom inherited her grandmother's house. So they ended up moving there, and they ended up. So when they found out that the house was filthy and dirty, they decided to go to their father's parents' house for financial help because they're struggling. So they went there, and this is where the kids went to high school. Is where they went to their father's parents' house. The four kids went there. They're in West Virginia. They went to high school, but they realized that their house was filthy and moldy. The kids were sleeping on the ground with the cardboard, and so the kids ended up leaving to live a civil life, try to live a better life than they had living with their parents. Janet, the main character, she attended her audience to be like people or teenagers who grew up in the same conditions as her, or just had a hard time growing up wherever they lived. Um, so I think it was mostly teens that had problems with family issues. Yeah, I think the book mostly used ethos because the whole story is a memory of her personal childhood and experiences. She personally expresses uh, she feels, and she shows a lot of emotions through the whole story. So I think it was Janet. Janet Walls used a lot of imagery and details in her writing. For example, she describes the entire setting, like how people push through the streets of New York, and how her mother looks worse and worse every day, and she's just letting herself go. She also used a lot of long and complex sentences. My personal response on the book is, first of all, I really liked the book, and I liked how her influence on the teenagers inspired me a lot. She tells her story so that other people could understand her background. She sees that the childhood she had reflects on who she is today. So basically, all of her trials and her experience made her who she is today, and that's a good thing. She remembers all the good times, like drawing blueprints for the glass castle, rather than looking at the hunger and pain she went through as a child. Um, she went through a lot. I could really connect with her text when she explains Rex Walls, which is her dad. Um, he always embraced that one should live life fearlessly, and that inspired me, encouraged me. Um, um, I recommend this book to other people, especially if you're doing this project, because it's not boring. You'll actually like it. Um, The people I'd recommend this book to is the people I've been in some situations familiar to hers. Overall, this book had a huge impact on me personally, and I would like to apply this lesson learned into my life from here on out.